Warning, it is the opinion of the 4th Street Productions and the Working Perspectives podcast Weekend Poppin' that we should inform you that some of the language used in this recording could possibly be considered offensive. You've been warned, so if you decide to listen, then don't complain like a fucker.
Chef Chipper here with AAA Catering in Lansdale, PA with the Working Perspectives podcast. I appreciate you guys letting me promote my Christmas party and meal giveaway on December 23rd at the Moss Recreation Center at 5700 Torresdale Avenue, Philadelphia. Been giving out meals to the neighbors in that neighborhood for a couple years now. It's a great neighborhood, blue collar, working class people. They really care about their families. They work hard to provide for them. They have a lot of challenges in that neighborhood. So what we're doing down there on the 23rd, we're going to set up a great holiday buffet under one of my tents. We're going to have face painter there, maybe some balloon animals, giving out candy, giving out some presents. And it's a great thing that you guys can jump on board. If you'd like to donate to the cause, please go to griffingives.org, go to the donate button, and in the field when you donate, fill in Mission Nutrition. This is Chef Chipper's Mission Nutrition. We're trying to make sure these kids have a nice, hearty, hot, nutritious meal going into the holiday. Thank you. December 23rd, 3 p.m. at 5700 Torresdale Avenue. That's the Moss Recreation Center.
Hi, hello, how are you? Thanks for stopping by. Today we're going to talk to some real people about some real things, living real lives, doing real stuff. This is the Working Perspectives Podcast Weekend Poppin'. I'm Matt Lavelle, accompanied today by the strongest of stems, NDUB's favorite son, Strong Stem Steve Cabot, the electric, easy Eric Zeblium, the bad boy, Bernie Biceps, Bernie Bass Hits, Bern Podcasty, and our special guest today is Chef Chipper himself, Chip Panico. Chip, how you doing, my man? Thanks for coming on, brother.
I'm doing great, guys. Thanks for having me tonight.
Hey, man, glad to have you. Easy, back again. You're on the main show 2 weeks in a row, fucking killing it. How you feeling, man?
I'm good, man. It was a good day.
Yeah.
I'm excited to be here, support Chip, and listen to some of the stuff he's got to talk about. And always good to see you, Steve and Bern, as well. So.
Hey, love it, man. Love it.
Yeah, man.
Strong Stem, how we feeling, my man?
Listen, I was tired, right? I fucking work a lot. And then I see Chip's mustache, and all I can think of is fucking Ginsu Minsu dicing them up on the weekend. And the birds slowly crawling back like a fucking herd of turtles. Here they come.
Here we go. Love it.
Fuck you, Dallas.
Yep. Bernie Biceps, how we doing, my man?
Chilling, man. Doing great. Doing a little solo parenting this week. So if my kid busts into the room,
Yeah.
I'll try to handle it.
Hey. All right. Hey, we know how that
God
goes.
bless and Godspeed.
Yeah.
I
Amen, brother.
hopped him up with Pepsi and chocolate cake in about 2 hours ago. So I was hoping to time out the crash. Perfect.
Solid
We'll see how
move.
that worked out.
He's going to be crashing pretty hard pretty soon. Very nice.
Let's hope so.
Well, in case you're wondering, you can find all our content and all our stuff on all podcast platforms and YouTube at Working Perspectives Podcast. You can hang out with us on Instagram at Working Perspectives Podcast. And you can join us on the Twitter and the TikTok at Working P Pod. If you'd like to be a guest on the show, please email us at workingperspectives@gmail.com. And for the love of God, she beats me to death with this. Just please like and subscribe so my wife leaves me the hell alone. All right, this is the Working Perspectives Podcast Weekend Poppin'. Let's get this thing started. Let's go.
It's all objective to be effective by voicing societies. Working perspective, exploring your day and how you get paid. Launching a new episode every Tuesday. Your day can transform while we inform with new episodes available on every platform. So check out our vibe and how we get live. Then do us a solid. Share and subscribe. We're just sharing. We're just sharing. We're just sharing. Working perspectives.
All right, fellas. So I'll tell you what, we had back-to-back monster shows for the NDUB Sagas. Dude, I'll tell you, the roundtables are a hit. They're a big freaking hit. Really, really like what we're doing here. And it's really branched out into, more roundtable ideas. Like I got a couple guys reach out to me, like, I might do a Lansdale Catholic roundtable, right?
Holler.
Yeah. Yeah, we might do a, maybe a North Penn one. Maybe we're definitely going to do a 40 Fort one eventually. Like the round table is a gimmick. Everyone loves it. Chef Chip, what did you think of last week's episode?
Well, I really appreciated the end of stories. It's so true. I think I put a comment on one of the posts that you guys really could have used a bunch of little Italian ladies watching your asses. You guys just run around like a bunch of unsupervised animals.
100%.
Within the school district of North Penn, which is such a massive school district with so many different neighborhoods and towns, municipalities and townships, North Wales and Lansdale are very similar. And part of that is because they're both boroughs.
Yeah.
Right. And they're both some of the only towns and areas within the school district that have row homes and kids packed in. And even the single family homes in the neighborhoods are very close.
Yeah.
And like these guys were saying last week, the public parks and the public pools, that's where it was at for us. And, from the time we could get out of the house in the morning to the time we could come home, you were with the fellas at the park just playing sports. Dude. Wreaking havoc, running mischief, whatever you can do. And, you got tight with your different crews. It's very similar between the two. And I think that's why there's always been a good rivalry between us as well.
I agree. I 100% agree. I think it's a friendly rivalry too, because North Wales and Lansdale are both blue collar areas. Like we both shit on the Town Mensons and the Harleysvilles with their yuppie $500,000 homes. Can go shove it. You know what I mean? Like I completely agree. And I think J-Dub said it on the second episode when I asked him, like, what was your favorite thing about growing up in North Wales? And he was like, you wake up. He's like, I looked forward to waking up every day and leaving the house. Right. Like, I think we were all like that. I fucking loved just getting on your bike and going on an adventure. Right. Like if you could bottle that up now for adults, right? Like that's $1 million idea if someone could figure that the hell out. But yeah. Easy. What'd you think of this week's show? You were on it. That was your second one you were on, right? And what'd you think?
I was listening today and I was just laughing.
Yeah.
It's funnier to hear it. Like, I'm in the moment right now, but like I was in my work truck today and I just had it on my phone and I was listening to some of the stories and I'm like, I had to pay attention to the road because I started laughing so hard. I was like, this isn't even safe for me to listen to.
Bro.
But it's really cool to listen back on.
Yeah. Dude, when you told the story about moving like that, moving the traffic shit, like even when I was editing it, I was fucking losing it. Right. Like I really hope that whoever's truck that was that got stuck, just please reach out, whoever you are. Right.
We don't know. We don't know what happened. And I expected once we saw that they made the turn, we expected to get in trouble. But that guy might have been into more trouble than we were.
Right.
That he just coasted that out and left. I don't know.
Yeah.
Awesome story.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Great. And dude, I'll tell you, so we did reach a milestone for the show. Like, when we put out like, we have like some clips, right, that we'll put out like the shorts and different videos we'll put out on the YouTube channel. And like, we've topped at like 600 views on some of them, but we have our first, like video that passed 1,000 views. And it was the Brandon's dad fight story from the NDUB Saga Part 1.
Yeah.
Bro, that shit, right? Like, dude, so like,
and we were being tamed again. When you want to talk about a man who raised men, one of the top tier guys is Brandon's dad. Like, he wasn't. I don't care if you were 8 or whatever. You're gonna be a man today. When you're around Mr. Hill, you're gonna learn to be a man today.
Yeah.
Amen, brother. Amen.
He might just hit you with the Charlie horse when you walk in the house. I don't know if he'd be like, hey, Eric, what's up? Bang. I'm like, what's that? He's like, what are you doing? Like, that's for what you're going to do.
Yeah.
And I don't know, did we tell the story when we were wrestling him in the basement and he got electrocuted?
What? No?
I don't think so.
No, listen, you did not. No, you
So-
did not.
In the basement of the Hills house, Steve, you remember this? It was like wrestling mats. Like they had
Yeah.
old
Mhm.
wrestling mats. Like the whole thing.
Old wrestling mats, by the way.
Yeah.
Like they might as well have been plywood. They were
Like
so
the
fucking
the first wrestling mats.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
And if it's in the winter when you're training, it's on a
Ugh.
frozen concrete floor, so it really
The worst.
doesn't do anything. It's the
Not
worst.
a damn thing.
Yeah, we had the same thing in our basement. Yeah, awful.
I remember you.
Yeah. So go ahead, Eric.
So Brandon had like, you're like middle school, maybe like late elementary school. You have sleepovers, like a bunch of guys we're hanging out, we're wrestling, we're fighting.
Yeah,
And so Brandon's dad joined us in one of these matches.
the best.
And it's like me, Travis, Brandon, Liam, Andrew, Chris,
Yeah.
and whatever. And Brandon was dad. And so we're fighting him. It's like a bunch of us. We're like
Yeah.
roughing him up, but we also know like don't go too hard because
Yeah.
like, Brandon's dad is not afraid to take it.
yeah. There's always a bigger fish. Yeah.
So we're like very cautious in like our fighting with them. We're like messing around. We're roughhousing for sure. But we like pushed him. There was like an open electrical socket on the wall.
Oof.
And I remember at one point we like wrestled him back into the wall and the lights dimmed and there was like a flash. It was like zap, boom, like, this whole thing. He gets like electrocuted like, up against the wall. Oh, shit, what was that? And he goes, now I'm energized. And he's like, so bad. Like he was like dragging us by one leg. And we were like dead. We were scared to death.
Yeah.
We're like really actually trying to get away, like pushing
Yeah.
the weaker people to him.
Yeah.
And he just started. He gave us so many dead legs
Yeah.
that night. Oh my goodness.
Dude, Brandon. Yeah, then Brandon
Shout
had
out to
4 other
Brandon's
brothers after that night. He really got
Yeah.
electrocuted.
Anytime in when we were growing up and you were at wrestling practice, you saw Mr. Hill walk in with his shoes in hand. You went, oh fuck, he's
Long
wrestling tonight.
night.
Oh fuck,
long
oh
night.
fuck,
Yeah.
about to get the shit beat out of me.
Yeah, he was one of those ones too. Like he would hyperextend your elbow if you turned it the wrong way when you were doing down position. He's cross facing the shit out of you, right? Like he's like
Push it
like,
in the back of your head, so face first into the
Dude,
mat,
oh,
and your
dude.
mat burn on your forehead and shit.
He's doing the forearm in the back of the head, the chin in the
Uh-huh.
back. He's doing all of that. But like honestly, it's good coaching because it's like that shit's
Look what team
happen.
turned out from that. Look
Yeah.
what team turned out from that, beating the shit out of. So don't let anybody tell you. Sometimes mild child abuse works great.
It really was like, and it maybe borderline abuse because he was teaching us like
Very
look,
mild.
right? And he's like, look, hey, fuckheads, they're gonna do this, so just know, don't be an idiot, right? So,
He's
all
teaching
right,
to fight through.
yeah. So speaking of strong stem, what do you think of this week's show?
Now, here's the only thing. So I know most of the stories, right? So I'm laughing at them. It's
Right.
It's my guys.
Sure.
I can't stop looking at fucking J-Dub with this electronic dildo he's absolutely asphyxiated with. This
Oh.
dude takes. I need a count bar in the bottom to see how many times he rips on his what do they call this
the
thing?
jewel?
Yeah,
gimmick?
whatever the fuck it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
This kid puffing away like goddamn Thomas the Train in the corner.
Yeah.
J-Dub, we got to sit him down. That's too much for the electronic dick.
He legit looks like an Arab now. Are we all in agreement with this? Like it's get like he's either he's a rabbi or an Arab or both. Like he's all over the place with that beard.
Thomas calls them ring tops.
ring tops.
Did you ever see like when you're in like Abu Dhabi and the more important guys that have with their sheik on, they have like the ring that sits over there. You
With
call them
like
ring tops.
they have like the picnic tablecloth and the yeah, man. Yeah, well, ring top. That's not bad. Nice. Benoit Poudcasse. I know you're a big fan of the roundtables, and for those listening, there is part 3 coming, but you'll have to wait for that. But Benoit Poudcasse, what'd you think of this week's show?
Oh, it was excellent, man. It was a great continuation of the first one.
Mm-hmm.
I want to give another shout out that makes sense to me. 240 for it, just so you know. Also a borough,
Love it.
not
Love
a
it.
town. Hearing that story about Brandon's dad is really funny. My buddy's dad was a wrestler in college, won national championship D3. So he had a shop, and then he had a pizza joint. So on Fridays he'd come home at like 3, take a shower, and get ready to go open the pizza joint. And so we would wait to jump him, and we get 4 or 5 of us just to see, just to see what we can do. And same kind of deal, man. Like it always ended up with this. My boy Dino because he knew Dino would yell the loudest. So we would just run away. And he'd have Dino on the floor for like 15 minutes, be like, hey, Dino, call for help. Oh, let me twist this. And Dino would be like, ah. And we'd be like, we're not going down there. Sorry, Dino. Like, knuckle scrapes on the temple. And like you said, chin in the back. And he knew every move to be like, I'm not going to leave a mark, but it's going to hurt. Back to NDUB, I will say you guys hit me right in my heart, in my feelings. East Bay Magazine, man. There was nothing better.
Bro,
legendary.
There's nothing in the world better than East Bay Magazine.
Yeah, the best, dude. I legit remember being at the pool for hours, like hanging out on like we had like our tables and benches where we would hang, and I just remember just going through, looking at. They had like it was the Air
Shit
Max.
You can't buy,
dude. Didn't buy any of it. It was like
not a lick.
It was like I guess it was like the July release because they had all the new football spikes that you could get for August for summer camp, for summer training.
Hell yeah.
And dude, it was like, I was just like, this is the fucking most beautiful. This is art.
It's the Bible.
Yeah.
Well, that's the funny thing too. I don't know that we ever actually ordered anything from East Bay. It was one of those things where it's like,
we weren't allowed to.
If I won the lottery, I'm getting all the basketball shorts. I remember one year I was like, I don't really like baseball. I'm not very good at it, but goddamn, those new Griffies look so nice. Maybe I'll just go out one more. It was all I cared about when I was 11 or 12.
Yeah.
I had East Bay in my school bag, just knowing I would never buy anything from that, but I just looked at it every day on the way home. Every day. If I could, I want to touch on that story about the East Bay Magazine. Eric brought up the East Bay sneakers that we would get from the Boys and Girls Club every summer.
Yeah.
Right? We had that sale. What it was, Eric, it was the bumper sticker sale. They would make us go out and stand in front of stores and collect change and just give out bumper stickers.
Yeah.
And if you did it,
I forgot about that.
If you put in all the hours, it was like a 3 or 4 day event. If you put in every hour, you got up to $100 at Dimmers, which is up by 309 movie theater, a sneaker store, and then eventually became East Bay when Dimmers went out.
Yeah.
So, but the hours were like 9 a.m. to like 8 p.m. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and like 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. on Saturday. And they put you in front of like Home Depot with a kid. Like if Eric was there, they put him with like me or DeFinis because they're 5 or 6 years older, and one other young kid, and you'd be there just wreaking chaos. Fucking around in the store, being a jerk off and trying to like beg people for change and giving these bumper stickers and just sweating your ass off. The Boys Club will come around like twice a day and give you like a bottle of water and a rusty hoagie. And, you basically work like 40 hours within a 4-day period as a 12-year-old to get a free pair of sneakers. But it was beautiful because you were like, yo, I got a fresh pair to go back to school with. Pair to go back to school with, man.
Yeah.
And it was like, I got $100 just walking in Dimmers and pick out sneaks.
Yeah.
The ability to flex to walk in school with new shoes. There was no better feeling as a young man.
No,
bro.
No better feeling than anything.
Even if it took, what we say, moderate child abuse.
Mild.
Oh, I would have took heavy child abuse to get some of them Barry Sanders indoor trainers when I was in 7th grade. I would have let somebody's dad break my nose for them fucking things.
I'm sure some sneakerhead will, hold me to the fire for not knowing which Jordans they are. But I had the Jordans with like the accomplishments in the bottom. I remember I got from Dimmers. I remember I was like, I want
them. I think they were 10s.
Yeah.
I think they were 10s.
I believe you're right. Yeah, nice. Dude, I'll tell you, that was primo time too. Like, think about sneakers at that time, right? You had the Jordan 10s, you had the Jordan 11s, you had the Jordan 12s, you had the Iversons, you had the questions, you had the answers, you had the answer 2s, you had Air Max 95s, you had Air Max 97s, right? And like, dude, not to mention Fila's, because Fila's was heavy in the game with the Grand Hills, the Stephon Marburys, the Jerry Stackhouses. Dude, it was a great time for sneakers. We'll just say
you had the Vince Youngs that one side said half man, the other said half amazing. Remember those joints?
Dude, you had the Griffies, you had the Frank Thomases, the big trainers, you had the Barry
turf trainers.
Oh, dude, you had them all. Yeah, great time for shoes. So speaking of shoes, next week we have it's another 40 Fort faithful, North 40 Fort fan, the man, the myth, the legend, Dan Gallagher. Friend of the show, listener of the show, and now guest of the show will be our episode next week. Dude, I'll tell you, this is a good one. So Bern sat in on this one. This is Bern's best friend since they were 8 years old. grew up in 44 in the borough of 44 together, right? And dude, just kind of like, you know, I'll tell you, that's something like my dad's from coal mining country. He's from Scranton. And like, that's one thing. And I don't know.
As is my old man.
Yeah. And I don't know if you guys ever felt this way, but I really always connected with those Northeastern PA coal miners, sons of coal miners. Like, you know what I mean? I just felt like, you know, we're all cut, you know, we all got jibs, and I always like the cut of their jibs. You know, they got good jibs. You know what I mean? Did you know?
Guys are a bunch of Molly McGuires.
Yeah, a bunch of dude.
Yeah, exactly. Nailed it.
It's funny you mention that, because we talk about it on the show. Like I was saying it, and honestly, whoever's listening out there, if you want to write this, you're fucking welcome. Because if there was a show, like, you remember the show Deadwood, right? If they did a show like Deadwood about Molly McGuires and coal barons in Scranton in, like, you know, when it was big, like the 1800s or whatever the fuck, right? That show, massive HBO, massive mega hit, fucking dude. I was up there a couple of years ago, right? And the Scranton Public Library is this mansion castle, right? That was a former coal baron's house. Scranton was like the third richest city in the world at one point. Like, it's crazy history there. You know what I mean? So I'm just saying, whoever, HBO, fucking let's go, get it done. You know what I mean? But yeah, no, I always thought those Northeastern PA guys. But Bern, I know you're excited about it next week. What do you think?
Yeah, I can't wait, dude. This is like, you know, you guys were talking about your boy Liam. Like, this is my buddy Gallagher. It was always like, he's like the nicest of all of us. Yeah. And he's also like the smartest of all of us. But he also had 5 older brothers, and 2 of them played college football. So he's not a small guy, but he was like the gentle giant. So Gallagher was more like there for intimidate. Like when my small crazy friends would start fights, Gallagher was there more to just show up, and people go like, oh, okay, well, maybe we ought not really knowing that he didn't really want to smash anybody. He just kind of wanted to have fun. But he was a big dude with a big square head, and and that's all it took. And he had 4 older brothers, so he knew how to take a beating and how to return them.
Yeah,
that's a rough life as the 5th brother. Talk about you got 0 chance, cuz I had it hard enough with 1 older fucking brother. I can't imagine 4. Jesus,
dude. One of them played. He was a starting offensive lineman at Penn State.
Fuck. Fuck.
Fucking forget about it.
Good for my life, not good for my getting my ass kicked at home.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I think Tony Sacca was the quarterback when Mac was there. So I think it was the Tony Sacca just a little before Kerry Kittle's years.
Look at that. Nice. So so like we said, available now on all podcast platforms and YouTube. We have both the Roundtable Series episodes 1 and 2, the NDUB Saga Part 1, the Burrowbreds, and the NDUB Saga Part 2, Back in the Habit. I know you like that one, Bern.
Perfect.
And then next week, available on all podcast platforms and YouTube at Working Perspectives Podcast, we'll have the Dan Gallagher episode. I'm really excited for this, because this one is another, like, you know, we had Bern on as a second co-host, and like just really, really chalked it up. Really, really good stuff. Super excited. And then we got more good stuff coming. So just, you know, honestly, keep waiting. And then also, I do want to say this. So next Friday, we have a big celebration for the Working Perspectives Podcast conglomerate of member of 4th Street Productions, LLC. We are celebrating next Friday the
new porn channel.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, that was supposed to be a surprise, Steve, but thanks.
Oh, all right. My bad. Little aggressive. All right.
And it's not new if it's been there. But no, I'm kidding. No, it's not the new porn channel. Not yet, at least. But next Friday, we'll be celebrating the 100th episode of the Working Perspectives Podcast. We have a couple special guests dropping by to say how do you do. So, but yeah, next Friday, available on all podcast platforms and YouTube.
If I don't hear from Frankie the Trash Dog, I don't want to fucking hear from it.
Well. Just saying. But yeah, we'll just say it'll be a party, if you know what I mean. Right. So So next Friday will be the celebration of the 100th episode of the Working Perspectives Podcast. Shout out to us making it to 100. Look at us. So nice. So let's keep this thing moving. So I want to talk about this, and I'm going to share this story. So, and I've shared the story on the show before, but so a couple of years ago, right? My family, we started adopting a family at Christmas, right? And it was like, you do a donation, you give them money, they can go buy gifts, and it's a whole thing, right? And at the time when we started this, I was bartending at this place called the Pub of Penn Valley in Narberth. And then I was also bartending at Graham's Pub in Andorra, right? So Narberth is like hoity-toity, like a lot of money out there, bro.
Lots of bread.
Lot of old money. Lot of
old money.
Oh, yeah. Big time. A lot of old money out there. Right. And like, you know, like we were in like, we had a bunch of regulars that, had, they did well. Right. So we were like, I would talk to them and I told them we were adopting a family and, they didn't say anything bad, but they were like, oh, that's great. You know what I mean? Like, but they were just like, okay, that's great. I'll have the liver, but so then when I was at Graham's, right, we told the regulars at Graham's. Now, Graham's, we all know it's the land of the free and the home of the brave, but it's it's
working class joint.
It's a working class joint owned by an ex-cop, right? Like a lot of cops and firemen come in there and like construction workers, mason, the whole gimmick,
Shot in a beer joint.
Yep. You're 100% right. So
men's men go in there.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, for sure. And the the men are men and so are the women. Let me tell you. So either way, Graham's, unbeknownst to us, because my brother Tom works there too. Unbeknownst to us, the people at Graham's, the regulars there, took it upon themselves and they raised $400 to donate to this family that we had adopted, and without us even knowing.
That's dope.
So to me, like, that's the perfect example of something like I think we would like to do as part of the show, where like I think we've all been at the bottom, right? Like the bottom ain't no fun. And maybe we're not at the bottom now. We're certainly not at the top, but we know that down at the bottom is tough and you need all the help you can get. Right. So I know I don't make a ton of money, and I know we're all a bunch of blue collar guys. And, I think giving to help those in need when you don't have a ton yourself it's an admirable thing, but you shouldn't do it because it's admirable. Like, you should do it because it's the right thing to do. You shouldn't do it for praise or anything like that. And so when Chip contacted me about this, what he's doing, I was super excited because this is honestly one of the benefits of having this platform, is be able to help and raise awareness and attention for things like this. And Chip, I really thank you for contacting us and coming on the show. So that being said, can you give us
Chip?
Can you give us a rundown of what's going on and the charity donation that you're working with?
Absolutely. Appreciate you guys having me on. Anybody that doesn't know me, this is Chef Chipper for AAA Catering in Lansdale. # Lansdale forever. And that's it. 19446. You know us.
Yes, sir.
I'm just a neighborhood kid. My family owned a neighborhood restaurant bar here in town.
Yep.
4th generation in it. It was my grandparents. My great grandfather started it in 1919. So I grew up in there in that family restaurant setting. When I grew up, it was Italian themed heavy. The neighborhood was Italian. I grew up in that last little bit of the Little Italy section of Lansdale.
Yeah.
In that last little bubble. Feel very grateful to grow up in that last little bubble. The last crew of Italians moved out of there. So I grew up in that restaurant. If you could imagine the Italian restaurant in the Billy Joel song, that's what it looked like when I was a kid.
Yeah.
And coming up, Dad switched the themes up a couple times over the course of his end of his career, beginning of my career, to sports, to bands, all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
Started doing a lot of off-premise catering, and eventually spun off of that, started my own catering business. Restaurant's still there, taverns over there, Panico. My brother runs that. So, 100 years.
And real quick, Chip, just to let everybody know, we'll have a link in the description and the address for Panico. So if anyone hasn't been there, get your fucking ass in gear and go check it out. It's a great fucking spot. Sorry, Chip. Go ahead. So you're saying 100 years? You guys have been at it?
No, definitely. Yeah, Panico's is that, shot in a beer joint where it's like, were you home for Thanksgiving? Let's meet up and get half shit-faced. Or are you done with your family's Christmas Eve party? Let's meet up, get half shit-faced before we got to go to midnight mass,
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
It reminds me of, it's a throwback. It's a real throwback bar. So appreciate that.
Great place.
What I do now is off-premise catering. I specialize in weddings, large parties. I also do food service contracts with the state's free lunch program. We do 41 daycares, mostly in the city of Philadelphia, but some in the suburbs in impoverished neighborhoods.
Yeah.
And we provide them with breakfast, lunch, and dinner every day. It's about 3,000 kids we do every day.
God bless you, man.
So that's all funded through the state. We also have a side program. It's a mission we call Chef Chipper's Mission Nutrition. And what that does is it allows us to run programs above what the state funds. And we can solicit our own fundraising for that and run whatever sort of food program we want accordingly to benefit whatever neighborhood we're seeking out. So what I'm here to promote is our meal giveaway / Christmas party at the Moss Recreation Center in 5700 Torresdale Avenue down in Philly. Anyone's familiar with that neighborhood?
Yeah.
That is a great neighborhood of great families and great people.
Yeah.
It's a tough neighborhood. People that live there have very hard lives and go through a lot of challenges that maybe some of us out here in the suburbs we don't have to face every day.
Yeah.
And during the pandemic, I was doing meal giveaways there a couple of times a week where I would pack meals up in bags and send home with kids that weren't getting their free meal program because the schools are shut down.
Yeah.
And we work with a great nonprofit to help facilitate the funds for that. And we're going to partner up with them and partner up with the rec center down at Moss. They have a great director and show the kids down there a really nice Christmas party.
Yeah.
We're going to have all kinds of little giveaways, toys, candy canes, all kinds of stuff like that. And we're going to have a nice buffet where we'll make not only the kids, but the adults in the neighborhood take out boxes that they can take home and eat. Nice hot meal.
Yeah. Dude, that's honestly, man, you're doing the Lord's work, brother. I'll tell you, like, there's a lot of impoverished families that, you know, and it's not just in the city, it's everywhere. I know North Wales and Lansdale had it too, where like if school, right, like school lunch, that was your meal that day. You know what I mean? Like school lunch, school breakfast, you know, like a lot of people are looking forward to that. So like you're saying, when the pandemic happened, like, you know, if that's your meal, right, you're like shitting your, you know, like you're like, what the hell is going on? So for you to, you know, to recognize that and to see that, because I'll tell you, no one was talking about it, right? Like, honestly, I didn't even think about it until you said something. And for you to recognize that and like step up and man up and do that, bro, you're a fucking hell of a guy, man. Shout out.
Definitely big ups for the fact that all these politician fucking fuckboys that played around with the school thing while shit was going on didn't realize those types of ramifications where there are kids who depend on that lunch at school to fucking eat. Yeah. So when they shut it down, thinking that, oh, everybody's okay, they're just gonna be now these kids don't eat. And then, you know, good for you, Chip, for people like you to step up and, you know, like you just said, and help out with that. It's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
But it's just something that came to the forefront of my conscience because we do like 3,000 kids every day, Monday through Friday. And, you know, they're getting breakfast, lunch, and dinner from me. Well, who's feeding them if not me?
Yeah.
Right.
So when that initial shutdown, when all these schools shut down, and like I said, these are early elementary. I mean, these are early childhood centers. So these are anywhere between 6 months and 5-6 years old. These are before they go to kindergarten, daycare. So we provide everything from baby food, formula, through the state's program for these kids.
Yeah.
And then there's a lot of paperwork that has to do with that.
Yeah.
Right. So when that shut down, I said, how can I get these kids food? I couldn't feed them through the state because they weren't going to these centers. They could only get reimbursed. They were getting meals at these centers. So what I did was we had 6 weekly pop-up stations where we could get these meals out throughout the city. And we were raising funds independently to get meals packed. And, you know, the double-edged sword was it helped me keep my employees working through the pandemic as well. One of the few food outfits that didn't have to lay anybody off through the process because we were just finding other ways to feed people and other ways to pull in the money to get people paid, to be honest with you. Yeah. So, you know, when these kids went back to school and everything went back to slightly normal for them as far as getting their food, it kind of alleviated that. But this mission nutrition that we have to bring as many kids their nutrition as we can is still present in our mind always. So for the holidays, I said, let's get back down at the rec center and let's throw a big party for these kids.
No, dude, that's freaking great, man, dude. And honestly, like, kid, like, you know, and I'm not saying a 6-year-old or a first grader can look out for themselves, but you're really looking out for the kids too, that really, like, they need your help the most. You know, like, those kids are really, like, they're lost, if, you know, lost in
Not
hungry.
everybody's J-Dub who knows how to get 6 cent
bro.
slices of cheese from the old Wawa and 1 mayonnaise packet.
Yeah. Nice.
Butter sandwiches.
Unreal.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Oh, dude, syrup sandwiches. That was a gimmick back in the day, babe. But nice, man. So, dude, that's it, dude. Chip, man, that's freaking great, man. And I can't shout you out enough.
Especially let me say for the catering. So for your family, Chip. So I used to go there as a kid, and I'm a grown ass man now. I've also been there when, like you said, it's been through some different stages of the way he was set it up. I remember as a child.
You talking about Panico?
That was like, yes.
Okay.
As a child, that restaurant to us was like, from North Wales. That was like, my parents had a good week and like somebody did something good, you went to Panico's.
Yeah.
Because the food was, they used to take your coat at the front door and shit, put it in that little coat thing. I mean, it was unbelievable.
Yeah.
It was, my dad used to tell, he still says to this day. Now, unfortunately, my father had a stroke through life, so his mind's not the best. But one of the things he remembers is me and my brother doing something well, him going to take us to Panico's to celebrate, which rarely happened. And when we did, he's like, you little cocksuckers picked all... You wanted the clams, the fucking steak, the turkey. You wanted everything. And he's like, of course I got it, because it was, but Jesus Christ, come on, guys.
Yeah.
But that place was like, for me, as a North Wales child, that place was, I mean, I have great memories of that restaurant. I hope that feels good for you to hear, for your family. But I mean, as a kid, that place was, forget about it when you were a little kid to go there. God.
It's like a special, like a birthday dinner, you know?
Like
you want to go for your birthday.
Oh yeah, it was the way they treated you in there. The service was terrific. The ambiance, everything about it made you feel like awesome. It made you feel awesome.
I never get sick of hearing that.
That
coat room. My dad had that coat room right there on the side.
I loved it.
That's
when you know I'm authentic.
Dude, NFL Sundays, my dad had 2 telephones in the coat room, and that's where you would call your bookie, right? Before you had on your phone, right?
Real Italians.
2 telephones.
Call your bookie.
Not 1, 2.
2 telephones in a coat room.
Back when Lansdale was run by the mob, it was fucking hopping, man. Like, people, like,
car nights.
No, Main Street would be lined up every night, like every weekend. Main Street's popping, people coming in from the city just to walk up and down Main Street. Yeah, when Lansdale was run by the mob, when they had the Tremont Hotel, right?
Yep.
Oh my God, it was the time. But that's back. So it's called Panico's now, right? But back when you're talking about, Steve, it's still called Molatiers, right? Are we allowed to say that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Actually, I don't know what.
All right.
Yeah. Now Panico's, like you said, more of a shot and beer, hardworking, good people in there, some hot chicks in there, whatever.
Sure.
But as back in the day, when it was different. It was like a setup for families and like a fine dining experience.
Yeah. Oh yeah, dude. Yeah.
Which probably says a lot about your food.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you have anything from that we used to eat, obviously, when the Panico family, they're Italians that know how to cook. So I can only imagine anybody that listens to this fucking podcast, go get some food from this guy. I'm telling you, this shit's fantastic.
Oh, it's unbelievable. And you'll have links in the description of where you can find it and reach out. It's great stuff. Plus, too, man, even when you guys switched up and went away from like the fine dining, you would still.
I love that place.
Oh, dude, I must have eaten 20,000 wings from that place. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
And then I remember Tommy Byers. He was a busboy there back in the day.
Sir.
And he told a story that you guys, I think he said you guys did steak night, right? And you would have a grill out back and you would cook the steaks on the grill and hand them in through the window. And
Hell
then
yeah.
take them out, right? Like, come on.
Yes.
Gets no better.
Our kitchen was about as big as a shoebox.
Oh yeah.
So on Friday nights, we would have steak night. My dad would sell like a 20-ounce T-bone with a soup and a salad bar for $10. It'd basically be a break even.
Oh yeah.
Because he would be a total break even, but he would sell 250 of them between 4:00 and 9:00 at night.
Yeah.
And you guys know, it's a blue collar shot of your neighborhood. So if you're selling 225 steaks, everybody's having a beer, a wine, bing, bang, boom.
Oh yeah.
Oh
And
yeah.
all you're just increasing the day part between 4 and 9 p.m. We knew we were going to be busy after 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
With, like you said, bands, DJs, hot chicks,
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Yep.
It's harder to fill 4 o'clock to 9 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
So you'd have to do come-ons, and you have to do something to get them to come on in. So my dad would do that steak night. You know what I mean? And
Hell yeah.
our kitchen was about the size of this shoebox. So my brother built a grill pit outside near the train tracks.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Morning, literally, there'll be fucking trains riding by, ding, 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 and you guys know the train is approximately 10 feet away from the bar. So.
And I think you're being generous. You're being generous.
Yeah. 10 feet. Come on.
You know, waitresses, we didn't have no computer system. It's just like Tony's Pizza over in North Wales. Cash, baby. You know what I mean? It's cash.
Yeah.
You don't have no computer systems over there. So the waitress would write 2 tickets. She'd write 1 ticket for me inside the kitchen and a second ticket for my brother, and I'd hand it out the window to him. And he'd cook the steaks, put them on a tray, hand them to me. I'd plate them, put the potatoes, put the sides, and put them out the window.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
And you know, we would just crank. We would just crank. And like you said, we would do like 200 steaks, 225 steaks on a Friday night.
God damn.
Dude, that's fucking genius. Like if you're a place, like your volume, like your place isn't massive, it's a good size, but you have a pool room, like you have a pool table room and things like that take up some space. But like for like your dining area isn't massive. So if you did 150 dinners, that's fucking huge. But and that's in a whole span of a night. But if you're doing 200 dinners in 4 hours, like get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, we'd have to turn it over 3 times.
Yeah.
And also too, not to overlook it, but you're talking about like, you know, you're in a blue collar area and your dad's doing a break even special, right? So everybody in the neighborhood is showing up. And guess what? Everybody's thrilled to be there.
Yeah.
So everyone's having a good time. So everyone's going to have a couple of drinks because everyone's happy they're out. They know they're going to get a good meal. They're like, I'm going to get a great meal for $10. I could actually take my family out to do that.
Yep.
So the amount of goodwill you build there, you know, that's what keeps restaurants alive, you know, is people being like, that's my spot. It's always my spot. I'm taking my kids there. My kids are taking my grandkids there. Like, you got to build that goodwill in the community. And that's just, you know, a break-even night is a break-even night, but you build all that goodwill and, you know, you're talking about a four generation restaurant so far.
Yeah.
You know, who knows?
It's a protected place too. Like we were saying about like Tony's and Giuliano's, where like you don't steal from this place. You don't fuck around with it. You don't like graffiti or whatever. You know what I mean? Like it's a protected kind of place like that because of things like that. You were going to say something, Chip? Go ahead.
The most important thing in like any business and family business is that legacy is next week's business, next month's business, next year's business, you know? And even for me right now, I've been off my own for 10 years. I still consider, you know, my brother owns the bar and I own my own catering business, but I still consider like the two of them our family legacy. And for me right now, being 10 years off of my own, having my own brick and mortar store here on Main Street now, finally. My number one concern and priority, like always at the forefront, is how am I going to get this business into my son's hands? You know, my son's 21 years old, going to Duquesne for entrepreneurship, and like he's ready to take this bitch and run. So now it's like, okay, how do I get it to the 5th generation? And how you do it is, like you said, you're doing goodwill. It's not about how much money I make on this gig. It's about what kind of value can I bring to my customers, to my community, and make sure that I'm vital and I'm at the forefront of people's minds, so that when they do think about food, they think about me. And then things just come your way. Next thing you know, somebody's getting married at a barn out in Bucks County, and they're like, oh, I need a caterer to come in. And I get a wedding for like 200 people, and now I'm making bank. But it all goes back to, like, you know, Kevin said, giving that great service to a family from a town over who's dad's working 60 hours in a garage. And to bring his kids out for a surf and turf dinner, that's like a day's wages. So you got to respect that transaction right there and say, give this family everything you've got, because this guy's worked like 12 hours, freezing his ass off, gear and shit, just to bring his kids in for a steak, to watch the ball game, to drink a pitcher of beer, to get a gleam on so he can get home, tell his kids to shut the fuck up, take his wife upstairs and bang her out. Let's go. You know what I mean?
Dude, fucking
That's why when he comes in, you take off his coat, you make him feel like a king.
Unbelievable.
Dude, you are 100% right, man. That's a beautiful fucking thing, man. Amen, brother. Amen. That, that's just what makes the world a better place. Things like that. You know what I'm saying?
So for people that are listening to that, this should make you want to support local businesses more, right? So I'm only second generation, but the same ordeal. The reason why me and my brother have a baseline was because people, when they came into my father's shop back in the day, they came in. You go to the Pep Boys, try going into Pep Boys when you have $1,000 bill and going, I really don't have the money right now, so I shouldn't do all that. And be like, yeah, you're not getting your car. You better pay my bill. My father, I've seen him do this to a million people. Listen, I understand. If you can only give me $200 a week, that's what you can do. We'll work with you. Might let people leave 1,000 times. And of course, you're going to have some bad apples that'll fuck you over. But for the most part, all he did was build trust in people. He never made a killing. He built trust in people that I'll do you right as long as you stay. Same thing. Like it said, taking the coats off. It's the small things that people appreciate. Yeah. Or at least smart people. Maybe not nowadays. This world's all fucked up. But most smart people appreciate the small gestures. And that's what makes a great business.
Yeah, I agree. Eric, what do you think, man?
I'm actually fascinated to hear about all this stuff that Chip's doing. Because like, I don't, like my heart and my soul align with that kind of stuff.
Agreed. Agreed.
Family oriented, loving, perspectives, and then going out into the world and trying to literally building something that is like, that legacy is a beautiful legacy to put in the core of Lansdale. And then furthermore, like he instills that into his son, and into the community. I mean, it's just really fascinating. I'm just taking it all in and thinking about it and stuff like that. And it makes me think to myself, what am I doing? What am I doing with my life? Because that's the kind of stuff that people remember.
Yeah.
Like I could go to work and do A, B, C, or D. And, but it's like, the kind of think people remember the stuff that, that kind of stuff, like what Chip's doing in the community and for the people around them. So that's where my mind's at right now. I'm just taking it all in. I'm thinking about what I'm doing.
Yeah, no. And it's a beautiful thing. Chip, when you were coming up, did you and your brother have like that pressure of carrying on the family legacy?
Dad, son?
Yeah. Was that something that your dad instilled in you?
No, my dad tried to get us out of there initially.
Oh, wow.
I think every dad who's like blue collar is like, yo, go to be a lawyer. Don't be out there busting your ass for like 24 hours a day. And meanwhile, the sons like see their dad being a G and the other kids at school's dad is like a cuck. And they're like, I want to be like my dad, Like, what is up with this? I want to be like my dad.
I want cell phones in the coat closet.
Wow. You just hit that dead on the head. Jesus Christ.
Bro, like my dad was always telling me like, I'll go to college. My dad really wanted me to be a football coach and a teacher. Because my dad would be there at the bar on Friday nights, busting his ass. And all the North Penn teachers would come in. Yeah. And back in the 80s and 90s, like, and it still is, North Penn teacher, like you got to job as North Penn teacher, you're just making bank.
Yeah.
You're doing good.
Yeah.
And the same thing, like, so Friday happy hour at Molatiers was North Penn teachers and guys from Merck.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Them is like, I want my kid to be on the other side of the bar having a martini, not sitting busting his ass on Friday night. I guess my dad's mentality. But meanwhile, my grandma was on the back end, like in the basement. We have a huge prep kitchen over there. Yeah. And that's where I really cut my teeth working with my grandma in the basement. So my grandma would be giving me the whole mythos of the family history and heritage on that back end every day, 24 hours a day. We came from Italy. We were working on the train tracks. We came to Lansdale. We bought the place next to the train tracks. And we started here, and we just took it from there. We had a speakeasy in the basement in the 20s, and boom, boom, boom.
So
instilling pride.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm a kid. I'm like, I'm gonna be a lawyer. No, I don't get it. I
want to be a fucking Panico.
Yeah.
Pretty much. And then like I see my dad and his friends just operate differently than everybody else's dads. And I'm like, that's the way I want to roll. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. Good or bad, you learn, you have all kinds of mentors, and you can have mentors that teach you great things, and the same mentor can teach you things like not to do that way.
Yeah.
So I got a lot of that too, just growing up in the bar. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah.
I bet.
Yeah. You saw the adverse effects of alcohol for sure. Yeah. Firsthand.
Definitely. You know, you learn how to carry yourself working within the business at a very young age.
Yeah. Yeah.
I can only imagine experiencing the first time to see a regular as you experienced through in a third party, beer goggles. This dude hitting on some chick that he doesn't need to be hitting on and acting like she's the most beautiful human on earth. And you're like, the fuck is he looking at? This shallow how motherfucker.
Yeah. And you're like you're like 11 and you're like
what the fuck?
Yeah.
Mr. Martin's had one too many tonight.
Yeah. He's hitting on Mr. Mikey and thinks it's Mr. Musini.
Yeah.
Of all the kitchen crews and all the kitchens I've worked in, the best time I've had, honestly, was probably like 11 to 16 dishwashing and volunteers with Robert Finnis, Rob Panico, my brother, and George Veziel. And like you guys say, you got your inner circle tightest crews that you're still friends with from 10 years old. That's my crew, the Finnis, Veziel, and my brother Robbie. And you know, you were just there. First of all, we were working until 11 o'clock or midnight at 12 years old, which you know, at this day and age would never happen. But
they'd lock your parents up.
Worked there.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Wasn't Bub the bartender?
Yeah, he bartended on off there for like 25 years.
Yeah.
So I learned a lot about bartending and service from him. Big time.
My mentor too.
And and the people that taught him taught me. So I got like a double whammy. It was great over there. But you know, you had young waitresses, you had softball players out the wazoo in there, people getting hammered. And you're looking out the window, that little window at the whole thing, like, yo, this is great. You know, I'll stay here. So we learned a lot. You know, we ran tons of hijinks and fuck with the waitresses hardcore.
Yeah.
You know, we thought we were hot shit because we'd be going out to Denny's at 1 o'clock in the morning at 13 years old. And, you know, but our dads were out till like 6 in the morning. So it was whatever.
Yeah. They were doing their thing. Yeah. Dude, that's one thing too. Like you, like the people skills you developed, right? Just by like growing up in the bar, right? That is a skill that I think is it's one of the most valuable skills to have the world over. Two things that you develop in the service industry: people skills and problem solving, right? Two of the most important skills to have, and it's on the job, baptism under fire type of training when you're in the service industry. And I'm telling you, like, dude, that's one thing that's very much lacking now as far as like, you know, people skills and problem solving. And I'm like, you must have had you graduated from the Harvard of people skills and problem solving growing up in that bar. You know what I mean? Like, that's just, you've seen it all.
You know, you kind of think it's a pain in the ass coming up, and my grandma lived next door to the bar. We lived across the street from the bar. My other grandma lived next to us across the street from the bar. My uncle was next door. My Aunt Teresa was across the street. And the Venziels had 5 houses on our side with a little tiny lady. So you're always people were always hovering on top of you, peppering you with things that you thought were bullshit as a kid.
Yeah.
And then I found out as a young adult quickly, because as soon as I left working there, so I worked for some other companies. Whatever company I would go to, I would pretty much, within the food service industry, skyrocket to the top, because all these things that they were just constantly instilling in me. Oh shit, this is everything you need to be successful in this business. You know, you could get on a cruise ship and go do this. You could put on a Maitre D's outfit and go work in Manhattan if you wanted to. You can make a living wherever you want to if you're good at this business. And that goes for like any trade.
It's second nature. It's what you're going for. It becomes kind of a second. You're raised in it, so it just becomes, it's what's logical and what makes sense to you. And then you look at people who are struggling, and you're like, why does this idiot get it? Just treat people with respect and work hard. Like, I don't know. I don't tell you, buddy. Like, it's not rocket science, man. Like, there's a lot of ins and outs to it, but when you realize that you're in a service industry, your job is to serve, man. And so you might as well be great at it.
That's key. You got to realize. And I think you hit that when you were interviewing Rocco about his dad.
Yeah.
His dad knew about service. When his dad came in, his shirts were crisp. Dude. His shirt tail was tucked in. He didn't look like a slob. His hair was slicked back. He was shaved.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You look like a professional.
Yeah.
And you carry yourself with the confidence of it. and his dad worked at shot beer bars like my dad's bar, and his dad ran bars in Skipback where people were coming in that make $500,000 a year.
Yeah.
So
taking private helicopters in to see him. Yeah. Dude. Yeah. Big fan of dude. Bub, when I started bartending, Bub was the one who taught me at Vinny T's and Ardmore. Because do you know Matt Schlott?
Yes.
Yeah, Matt Schlott. Me and Bern actually worked for Matt for a couple of years. He was running this bar, Vinny T's in Ardmore, and I was like 19, and Nick Rocco talked to his dad and was like, "Hey, can you hook him up with a job?" And I started food running, and then Bub like had my back and taught me how to the whole bartending gimmick. And he preached appearance. He was like, appearance is everything. You need to know first names, like talk to people. And he used to say it was $1 a minute, right? So he knew like if he's talking to a guy, he would think about it in his head, like every minute I'm talking to this guy, I'm getting another $1. Every minute I'm fucking chatting this up with this lady, I'm getting another $1. And he was like, dude, big shout out to Bub. Big fan. Yeah. Nice.
That's it. I got to learn from him and a lot of other old school service industry guys and a lot of other just hustlers that ran little cons and shit like that. And my dad worked with a guy named Frank Fitzsimmons, and back in mid 90s, in the heyday of baseball cards, he used to promote a lot of baseball card shows.
Yeah.
So, he would go out, he would rent like St. Stanislaus, rent their gym out for X amount. And then he would sell tables. You guys had a baseball card business. You buy a table for $100. You'd come in and you'd sell your baseball cards and all your shtick. Yeah. And then he'd get a guy like Lenny Dykstra or Jaws to come in, pay him a couple G's to sign autographs.
Yeah.
And then anyone that came in a gym, they paid $5 to get in, and you paid $10 for an autograph. And then my dad would have like 150 glossy pictures there that if you didn't have nothing to get signed, you could buy a picture for $10.
Yeah.
And then what me and DeFinis do, you guys know Robbie DeFinis.
Yeah.
What me and DeFinis would do is we would go to these shows, and we would do them in the Radisson down in Philly and down South Jersey, all over into Delaware and stuff. We would go with them, set up our own table, and sell all our own shit. And we were like 14, 15 years old. The profit margin that we needed was nowhere near what like a full grown adult would need. So to sell like a Ken Griffey rookie, he might need like $100. I'd be like, yeah, dude, I'll sell it to you for 70. What do I give a shit? I'm a kid. I would just work on volume. And then like I said, my dad had this partner, Frank Fitzsimmons. He would teach us little like gimmicks. The guy would be at my table looking at what I had. Frank would walk by, acting like he didn't know me from Joseph, and look over his shoulder and say, "Well, $70. That's a deal. That's a deal. This kid's got deals." And just we really carried a lot of that shit into our adulthood. To be honest with you,
fucking work. That's fucking gangster. That is fucking awesome, dude. He's teaching you how to work them. Yeah, dude.
That's it,
dude. Awesome. That's fucking dude. Lansdale used to have card shops like. I think it was Lansdale Sports Cards, right?
One of our buddies' dads used to own one, Mr. Troop. He had all types of crazy shit. When he ended up folding that joint, Mr. Troop brought home, because his son played baseball, basketball, grew up with me and Eric's older brother. Like, we played all types of sports with him. His dad had wild shit back then because it was, it was a booming industry in the 90s, and late 80s and shit.
Yeah.
He was Don, right?
Yeah. Yep. Don Troop.
Don's Discount Cards.
Yeah, he's the man.
Yeah. Is that so? I think the one I'm thinking of was behind Coffee Corner, right? There was that one card shop. That was him. I think it was called Lansdale Sports Cards or something like that. And then there was another one that was like across from the train station over by where Luigi's was, right? There was that was
another guy. That was another, like, that guy was small time compared to Don. Don had shit out the wazoo.
Everything.
His place was huge. He literally had everything. It was massive. His place, like, to think about, like, how many cards how much room do you need for cards? He needed a lot because he had a ton. He had it. Yeah.
He started out next to the Rita's Water Ice.
Yeah.
If you remember, that was his original store. Was next to the Rita's Water Ice on Broad Street, where the Bangladeshi people buy their prom dresses and shit like that.
Yeah.
In that store, that was the original Don's Discount Cards. And then he got too big and he moved into that like big barn type building behind Coffee Corner on 2nd Street right there.
Yeah. Yep. Dude, that building, like, the gimmick next to Rita's has been a million different fucking shops like my whole life. You know what
It's
I
a
mean?
tobacco shop now.
Is it
It's like
really?
No.
They sell like vapes and tobacco, right?
No,
I think it's
that's
like a
the next
Oh,
code
the
one
other
over.
or some shit.
Oh, the one to the left.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
the one that
yeah.
used to be a Rite Aid?
No.
Yeah.
No, you guys got the same thing. He's talking about what Eric's talking about used to be Mickey's barbershop.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's got like every
Mickey
kind of
Falco's.
cigarette, every kind of exactly
Yeah.
Mickey Falco's. That's
Mhm.
got like every kind of cigarette, every kind of vape, every kind of like cell phone, credit card, all that kind of shit in there.
Boost Mobile.
But yeah, exactly. Boost Mobile, like one of those like lottery tickets,
Like
EBT
prepaid.
cards, cricket, all that type of shit. We got like 10 of them stores in freaking Lansdale now. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Horrible.
The old 7-Eleven over by like across from where Peddlers burned down, Margine's,
On
like
Broad
where
Street.
Margine's was, like up the street.
Yep.
Dude, that's crazy, man. I can't tell you the last time I was in Lansdale, like in the borough, and like thinking about this, like I lived on those streets as a kid. You know what I mean? Like Deary lived right around the corner. Jada Cola was there. Like we were hanging out there all the time, always going to Rita's and stuff. Jack Byers used to take like he would be like going there and we would follow him and he would flirt with the chick there and get us all like free water ice. You know what I mean? And I was like, this is just the fucking best. But yeah, so nice, dude. I'll tell you,
Jack.
man. Yeah, dude, Jack's a fucking, he's the man. Love Jack. Shout out, getting married soon. Shout out to Jack. So nice. So let's keep it moving. So we're coming to the top of time. We're getting close. But before we get out of here, I really want to shout out so Chip, let us know, how can we donate? What can we do? And we're going to put it out there. And, I just, how can we help with the Moss Recreation Center and the food giveaway? How can we donate and do anything to help?
Excellent. I really appreciate you guys putting this out there for me.
No,
If you
of course.
guys want to donate and help out for my Christmas party for the kids at the Moss Recreation Center at 5700 Torresdale Avenue down in Philly, just go to the Griffin Gives website, www.griffingives.org. Click on the donate button. When you fill out that information, there's a little field that says what the donation is for. Just type Mission Nutrition in there and anything helps. $1 helps, $5 helps, $10 helps, whatever it is. I'm going to throw into the pot. I want to have a real holiday buffet for them down there, set up in a pop-up tent with chafing dishes. Probably going to have a woman down there doing face painting, maybe someone doing balloon animals, giving out candy.
Yeah.
I'll be dressed up like a nut in a Santa Claus outfit. And it's a great center. They run a youth football and cheerleading program there in the fall. They give out meals and clothes and all kinds of things throughout the year. There's a gentleman that runs the place, Cecil. He does a lot for that community. And that place is really a haven for the children that live around there. So I want to show them a good time. On Christmas week, I'm going to do this on December 23rd at 3 p.m. And I'll be promoting it through all my social the next couple of weeks. But where you guys can donate is www.griffingives.org and hit the donate button and just put in the subject line Mission Nutrition.
Nice. Dude, I'll tell you this right now. I'm pledging $200 from the Working Perspectives podcast and 4th Street Productions LLC for Mission Nutrition. Is going to be in there, man. Fucking what you're doing, it helps the world, man. And I can't, it's just, you're a fucking hero for doing this, man. And
Matty, let me say something. Let me say something real quick too. It's like Eric was saying, like you hear stories like this and you're like, what am I doing? Like, how can I give back? Right. And I think that's the goal for everybody, to figure out how can they give back. Yeah. So if you can't figure out your own personal way to do this right now, a great way to do it is by supporting a cause like this. Yeah. And you're still, even if it's not your own thing, you're still very much part of the solution and not part of the problem. And so I feel the same way, Eric. You're like, you're listening to Chipper talk and you're just like, this guy fucking gets it and he's doing it for all the right reasons. And what am I doing? And so, a good start is to throw some money at Mission Nutrition.
Yeah. And
that's a Barrow kid. That's a Barrow kid. You can tell. Appreciate that, Bern.
No problem.
And for everyone listening, if you're not technologically sound or whatever, there will be a link to www.griffingives.org in the description. There'll also be instructions saying to click on Mission Nutrition. All right. It'll be in the description of this episode, and it's on all podcast platforms and YouTube. So please, we'll have links to all Chip's social media stuff to follow along with him. We'll have a link where you can donate, right? And we'll have the date and the address of where this is taking place. This is like, I don't have it. Like I think I can speak for all of us saying that we don't have everything. Like we're not men that have everything, right? But I'm very thankful for what I do have, right? And I've been in, and I think we've all been in places where we've had a lot less, and we know what it's like there. And any type of help you can get, especially to those people, like these are kids, they can't help themselves, right? So they need our help. So everyone out there, this isn't us getting on a soapbox. It's just the right fucking thing to do. My dad always had a saying. He said, you have two choices. You can do the hard right thing or the easy wrong thing. And I don't even think this is a hard right thing. It's just the right thing to do. So Chip, man, fucking what you're doing, you're a fucking hero, man. And I can't salute you enough for this. This is you're really like, this is making the world a better place, and the world needs more people like you, So
Hell yeah.
Nice. So we're coming to the top of time. So before we get out of here, Easy E, anything you want to say to the legions of your adoring fans before we take off?
I'll be back for another one. Don't you worry.
Can't wait to have you back.
Yeah, and also, we're talking about this stuff, and it's like a real thing that is extremely important. And the cool thing is there's like a direct impact that something like this has. But and Steve mentioned earlier about like the way society kind of is right now, and more even on a grander scale is like the culture of what he's doing. Like that vibe of what he's doing. Like there's just the love.
Yes.
That something like this, like the depth of the love it takes to get involved with something like this and then to take action and move it forward is tremendous. So that's a really cool thing for the world to embrace, even just with like people that in your day-to-day interactions. So again, shout out to Chip, man. It's awesome what you're doing. I'll be on there to donate as well. Yeah. And guys, it's always a pleasure to bust it up with you. So I appreciate being here.
Of course. Strong Stem, anything you want to say to the dozens and dozens of the Cult of Cabot before we take off?
A little advice. So hearing Chip's stories similar to mine in the fact that he followed his father's footsteps or his family's footsteps through watching their actions, right? Yeah. My dad used to preach this all the time to me. He didn't give a fuck what I did. He actually, just like Chip, didn't want me or my brother in the business. He was like, nah, why don't you go be something different? And we're like, but Dad, like the people love you. You're doing the right thing for people. Yeah. Like you're providing a service. He would always look at us and say one thing. Remember one thing. I don't give a fuck what you do, but do something they can't take from you when shit hits the fan. Yeah. And I never resonated with me until like the pandemic hit, right? Yeah. I learned a skill that no matter what the fuck's going on, people need me. Yeah. Because the doctor ain't going to jog to the hospital to meet you there. Yeah. You're not going to run your sick ass to the hospital. Somebody's got to fucking drive you. So you learn the skill that no matter what's going on, it's in the world. That's something that you could always, you provide. And food service is the same way. So for any of you kids that kind of get it like one, they're not knowing what to do, figure out something they can't take from you.
I'll tell you this right now, the youth, the number one sought after profession for the youth of America today is to be an influencer, right?
I was going to say, TikTok or that's exactly what came to mind. I'm
right. Like, and I know we're coming off as hypocritical as, fucking being on a show, but I think we all have other jobs that we do and other things that make us who we are. But as what Steve's saying is and I wholeheartedly agree. Influencers are going to go somewhere eventually, right? But you'll always need a mechanic, you'll always need a chef, and you'll always need good people to help those in need. And you know what? I'm with you, Strong Stem, very much.
There's a way to influence the world through action. Yeah. And that's Amen. Like the best. Like if you want to be an influencer, you could lead through like the way you live your life. It's not like what you say and the glitz and the glamour and stuff like that. You can just go out into the world and live a certain way. Yeah. I know for me, that's and look, I got caught up in a lot of the stereotypes growing up. You get caught in that stuff. Sure. But as you mature, you come into this understanding of like, it's through people's actions that I'm going to observe and, acknowledge things.
Dude, you're 100% right. You're 100% right. Benoit Poudcasse, anything you got to say to the 44th faithful before we take off?
No, man. I mean, I think it's a great cause. I do want to point out really quick, though, if you weren't already impressed with Chip's pitch and kind of what he's doing and why he's doing it, for those of you who are only on podcasts and not on social, okay, Chip clearly has the heart of an angel, the hair of a swashbuckler, and the mustache of a plumber. If you don't trust this guy, I don't know who you are. I don't know who you are.
Yeah.
Listen,
I don't trust this guy instantly.
Listen.
Oh.
I was at a gas station about a month ago, and a little old black woman came up to me and she said, "Sir, that is a professional mustache," and that was the best compliment I ever got in my life.
Hell yeah!
Hell yeah!
Right. Damn right.
Hell yeah! So nice. So all right, I know that
it's
we're
like
all.
here in Inigo Montoya.
Oh fuck yeah! Oh yeah! Oh hell yeah! Oh man! Now you say it. WB Mason meets Inigo Montoya. Give me yes, please. So. I know we're all probably on the same page as this, but Chip, man, I think we would all love to have you back on if you'd be willing to come back on.
Absolutely. I think you guys are doing a great thing. I like the show. I've listened to so many episodes. I haven't watched too many, but I listen to them in a car. I do a lot of driving for work.
Yeah.
And
thank you.
One thing I like about this show is the names. You hear the names, you recognize everybody's names. Yeah. And we're all sort of interconnected to a point. Yeah. Just being in the general area of growing up in North Penn, North Wales, Lansdale area, along that R5 route, if you will. Yeah. And, Eric's and his brothers, they grew up at the Boys and Girls Club when I was a camp counselor there. They were a couple years underneath me. I went to school with your brother and sister, Matt, and, even NDUB. I played, I grew up playing basketball over in West Point Park, and I played, Squires football with his brothers. So we're all like interconnected, and we all kind of had the same kind of, like you guys are talking, blue collar upbringing, which leads to a lot of stories. We had a very interesting and enjoyable childhood coming up.
Agreed.
Not white picket fence, as my daughter would describe my own family of children. My daughter says, Dad, we're not as white picket fence as some of the other families we go to school with. And I like that fact. And I like the fact that she realizes it. I like the fact that she realizes it too, because, we keep it real.
Yeah.
And, now we're all older. And like Eric said, we all got into plenty of trouble when we were kids, and we all kind of, hopefully most of us have grown up and realized what was up. And it's up to us now. You know what I mean? There were so many people in the community that helped us out as kids, and now it's our turn. And it's up to us to step up, and it's up us to help each other and to plant a garden and to water that garden and to take care of it. And then our gardens will grow. And then, your garden, if all goes well, starts rubbing up to somebody else's garden that's doing good shit.
Yeah.
And then over here, someone else is doing good shit. And then you're pulling more people in with your energy. And next thing you know, the grass is really greener on the other side of that white picket fence for us and for everybody around us. So
dude. Yeah. You're dude.
I think he just motivated me to be Mr. Hill. I want to beat this shit out of somebody's head now.
Find somebody's head.
All right. I'm Steve, call over my house.
I need all you guys to come over to my house and beat the shit out of my kids right now.
Yeah. plug up your electrical outlets, all right?
Yeah. Dude, I'll tell you, and one thing you're saying, Chip, and honestly, I love that you brought it up, is that Borough of Lansdale, Borough of North Wales, Borough of 44, I think why this show connects with people is that there's a lot of fucking borough kids out there that grew up in boroughs and in blue collar towns and blue collar neighborhoods that, I don't like, they've all seen adversity. They've all seen some hardships and things like that. And, it's your community stuck, your friends, your crew's families took care of you, and it takes a village. And I think that resonates with people. And that's part of what I think, that's one of the connections that you're talking about. And I think that, I think that's what this show kind of helps kind of bring out, like talking about growing up in those type of areas. And I think even if you didn't grow up in Lansdale or North Wales or 44 and you grew up in, a town like that, I think you can kind of resonate with this show. So no, you're absolutely right, man. So I'll tell you what, like we've said, and I can't say this enough, It's www.griffingives.org. And you're going to go to Mission Nutrition. And please, if you can, donate. If it's available, if you could, please do. It's a great cause. And we're going to have the links in the description of this. So please check it out. So we're coming to the top of time. This has been another episode of the Working Perspectives Podcast, Weekend Poppin'. I'm Matt Lavelle, accompanied today by Chef Chipper, Chip Panico, Easy E, Eric Zeblium, the bad boy, Bernie Biceps, Bernie Basements, Bern Podcassy, and then NDUB's favorite son, the strong stem Steve Cabot. You can find all our stuff and all our content and all podcast platforms and YouTube at Working Perspectives Podcast. You can handle us on Instagram at Working Perspectives Podcast. You can join us on the Twitter and the TikTok at Working P Pod. If you'd like to be a guest on the show, then please email us at workingperspectives@gmail.com and just get her the hell off my ass. Like and subscribe so my wife leaves me the hell alone about doing the show. Thanks for listening. Have a great weekend. Thanks. See ya.
Chef Chipper here with AAA Catering in Lansdale, PA, with the Working Perspectives Podcast. I appreciate you guys letting me promote my Christmas party and meal giveaway on December 23rd at the Moss Recreation Center at 5700 Torresdale Avenue, Philadelphia. Been giving out meals to the neighbors in that neighborhood for a couple years now. It's a great neighborhood, blue collar, working class people. They really care about their families. They work hard to provide for them. They have a lot of challenges in that neighborhood. So what we're doing down there on the 23rd, we're going to set up a great holiday buffet under one of my tents. We're going to have face painter there, maybe some balloon animals, giving out candy, giving out some presents. And it's a great thing that you guys can jump on board. If you'd like to donate to the cause, please go to griffingives.org, go to the donate button, and in the field when you donate, fill in Mission Nutrition. This is Chef Chipper's Mission Nutrition. We're trying to make sure these kids have a nice, hearty, hot, nutritious meal going into the holiday. Thank you. December 23rd, 3 p.m. at 5700 Torresdale Avenue. That's the Moss Recreation Center.